Holy moly, that's a lot of walls. Welcome, people. We've gone for hyper random for this game, and the players have started with fences and palisade gates and sea walls, even though there's no sea. What is this? Maybe there used to be sea and all the water has dried up. This is just the beauty of hyper random, right? Hyper random is kind of like mega random on steroids. It gives us a whole bunch of different things to talk about. There's actually a sea gate there as well. You got to be careful you don't clothesline yourself if you try and walk through there, though. Like that king, he could really have some trouble. 7 players, right? Or sorry, 8 players, 8 kings, and the goal, of course, is to kill the kings. Hold on, I've never seen a sea gate before. I've seen a sea wall, funnily enough, and a sea tower. What in the world? Who is controlling this? Excuse me? What type of technology did they have? Is there just someone in there yoinking that thing back? Anyways, we focus. We've got 8 players. We got to get the introductions in. And, of course, the goal is to be the winner of this game. And people have waited months, years, maybe generations to have this opportunity. Here in the purple, we have Zenith. Zenith, I'll let you guess where he's from, if you have any guesses. He is playing as the Italians, though, here in the purple. In the gray, we have Sunny. Sunny is playing as the Vikings here in the gray. In the blue, we have Adam, a.k.a. Throw Me Away. If you don't know who Throw Me Away, if you've heard any of the crazy remixes, majority of the remixes have been made by Throw Me Away. So Adam's done a lot for me and has helped a lot, and of course just adds so much to this community. He's playing as the Britons. In the red, we have Meme Luxon, who will not be making any Memalukes or Mamalukes, unfortunately, but will be playing here as the Sicilians. In the green, we have OG Straggler, very solid player, has played in a lot of community games, and has the Franks, so could be dangerous. In the teal, we have... Gokkalar, playing as the Bengalis. In the orange, we have Spaz, who is quite the adventurer, playing as the Aztecs. And then last but not least, we have Pawanaz, who's here playing as the Poles in the yellow. Now, right off the bat, there is one player who has not followed rule number 1 of community games. Rule number 1 of community games we seem to be reciting every week. And that rule is ally everyone. It's still early. I don't think anyone's going to necessarily get upset. But if you do not ally everyone, people will see you as an enemy. Apparently, are there Furious the Monkey Boys here? Apparently, there's monkeys around. Maybe like some little cheat codes have spawned. And apparently they attack. These guys, are they smoke monkeys? Okay, so this is going to be weird because... Yeah, there's way too much definition there. But smoke monkeys have insane stats if you look at this. Look at these stats down here. But I don't think that they will attack you unless you attack them, okay? So it is something just you don't want to click. So don't go out there clicking those smoke monkeys, all right? I wanted to see like kind of what the middle of the map looks like. There is some gold in the middle. And actually plenty of gold as well. And we'll see how this goes. Blue, this is one way to Diplo, says, if anyone snipes me early like last week, I'm going to despise you for the rest of my life. Wow. Okay. Let him know. And I did notice that Spaz reached out to OG Straggler and says friends till the end. So here's something you need to know. OG Straggler been around a while. Spaz, been around a while. Both players do decently well. I would say OG Straggler maybe a little bit stronger between them. It's hard for me to really know. But I think that is why they're skipping over Teal. Teal is not a player who's been in as many games. That could be dangerous for Teal, especially if Teal's not reaching out to people and having some early conversations. Sunny is reaching out to purple. Sunny's reaching out to red, talking about allying people. Red just said me noob. Red just said me noob and hasn't allied anyone. So And now, like, this is the conversation, people. Blue says you should probably ally red. Yes. Green says red, no ally. And red says, I don't know how. So I did have them say in the lobby that the way to access the diplomacy menus is in the top right. And they're going to now pass that information along to red. The olive branches, top right. Wow, very specific. All right. Oh, God, he put people on neutral. Has he watched a single game? Is he trolling? This is even worse, actually. The first one, it's like, oh, sorry, guys, I don't know how to do it. You put everybody on neutral, and then everyone's like, wait a second, who is this guy? Okay. Now they're gonna give him an opportunity here. Keep in mind, green is bordering red. And red's also going to be the first to Castle Age. So if red doesn't get this right, there may be a target on him. Now, I find that the whole conversation around neutral and enemy and ally, whatever, so interesting. Because I feel he continues to ask for ally. He continues to insist. I feel as though neutral kind of makes sense, right? Like, what have they really done to proven themselves to each other yet? Not much. But it's just the nature of things is because everyone allies at the start, they are then trusted. And if one person is not going the same like level of commitment, there will be problems. Guys, red is so dead, okay? Mimaluxon's going to be first to Castle Age. They're talking about his elo, right? Green still hasn't been allied by him. Sorry, I'm going to remove the market events. Gray is now saying to blue, he's got scary elo, want to be friends. Watch out for him. So I think we have a bit of a target. I don't know what red's elo is. It might be possible if someone does hashtag match in the chat that it shows the elo for everyone in the game. I don't know if that's working right now. I don't know if that works for community games. But I recognize his name from like Black Forest games and stuff. I would guess around 16 or 1700. I've no easy way to check, unfortunately, but pretty solid times. We'll see what he does with it here. I recognize the name. I think Mimaluxon's been around like quite a few years. I just don't know if he frequents community games. I don't know if he's here all the time. Yeah, there are some real dedicated commie gamers. There's some people who've joined today for the first time, by the way, showing up to watch their first community game stream. So if you're here, nice to have you here. Thank you, guys. Wasn't a lot of chatter from Yellow in this game, but he does so now and says, hey, Purple, how's it going? Mimaluxon's apparently 1900. Okay. Wow. And Blue saying wood could be an issue. Well, not if you get towards the corners. But I guess from what Blue sees or does not see, would make sense that maybe wood could be a bit of a concern. And Blue hasn't thoroughly scouted this. Actually, wood being in the corners will make it so it's very difficult to get the proper trade set up. And normally you want the markets in the corners, and that means trade will not be as valuable here. There's tons of gold on this map. 142,000 gold on the map. Look at that. And then 32,000 stone, which is a lot, but not insane amounts. Oh, no. Oh, no. Teal is starting to lag. And the kill the lagger rule might be in effect. This rule dates all the way back to the mid-2000s. If one person's internet connection or PC was a problem, the only way to fix the game was to kill them. And poor Teal, let's see. So Blue says Teal's the lagger, kill the lagger, and Teal stole the color. Okay, there was apparently color drama. And Red, of course, immediately wants to kill him. And Adam says, just kidding, Teal. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm not seeing a ton of lag myself. Usually that does lag for me as well. So maybe they could, close the prawn and, close the tabs and, fix the problem there. So. Mantis, what's up? Says, hi, I'm new. Yeah, I know. Never seen you before. Thanks for the 33 months. Shoxinator, Big Jinty. Thank you, guys. J-Ma, welcome back. Salute to you, J-Ma. Right now, I've completely neglected to show you guys the eco counts because I suck. There you go on the left side, though. To kind of show you the pecking order right now. I mean, 4 TCs for the Sicilians. And those farms are going to have lots of food on it. More TCs could be built by Red. I think Sicilians are pretty solid here. Really strong cav, really solid siege, really good eco. They're not the best civilization for late game, but they're certainly not the worst either. I think if you have siege onager, and if you're 1900 and have a siege onager civ, it could be really solid. Sunny and Adam seem to be very good friends here. Sunny continues to talk to Blue, offering, hey, bring Vills over, build TCs over here. A lot of people don't do that. Like, how many people have memories of someone chopping any wood or mining any gold or stone remotely close to an ally, and then an ally is like signaling it, like, that's mine, that's mine. Anyone have those memories? I have a very distinct memory of playing Black Forest in like 2014. And I wasn't taking their gold. I was taking a 3-tile neutral gold that was somewhat near the base in Black Forest. And the guy's like 3,000 score below everybody on the team. And the game's lagging like crazy. And he just got really bent out of shape that I was taking this gold. He said the gold was his. I don't really remember much else except for the just spam signaling. And I mean, at least he had a signal hotkey, you know? It didn't seem like he had much else. We got Red has gone to the corner as well. Going to try and get him to join us. And Sunny just says, okay, sure. Just be careful. Late game. Okay. Blue says, hey, Red, only 2 want to join me and Gray as friendos. And Red continues this streak of not doing anything proper Diplo players should do. And he just says, sure, bro. Blue says, by the way, do you know chat settings? Red says no. And now Gray's like, yo, he just sent that message to everyone. Be careful, Blue. Red can't do the settings. Okay, so they all seem to know that Red's like really good at playing, but not diplomacy. And there's been multiple instances where they're trying to help Red out. Use the symbol with the trumpets in the top right. Otherwise, people get suspicious. I don't think Red gives a crap. Do you guys agree? Red doesn't give a crap. He's been told. Red has been told. Red is good. Red clearly has the speed. Queue up some vills and look at it. I just don't think Red cares. In fact, I think Red is going to go out and try and kill someone early if that's going to be the logic. That's just what some people do. That's how some people are. Yo, Tactical Tea Time. Thanks for the gifted subs. Did you end up hitting 12 hours yesterday? Just told the story about how I showed up to your stream and you just kept trucking with the cast. The good stuff. Basic, hello. Thanks for the 2 years. Okay, Red says, okay, we'll try. Sorry, me low APM. Well, for someone who is low actions per minute, you're sure doing a pretty good job with the game here. And now Green reaches out to Red and says, what's the plan? We friends. Let's see if Red changes any chat settings here. And Gray's also reached out to Purple. They're apparently going to have an alliance there. I have only friends, says Red. Now, guys, if you're using the all command, everyone sees it's an all, right? It's very clear. And I think people are just going to get super suspicious. Being high rank, being top scorer, and not being good diplomacy, not normally good signs that you're going to succeed for very long. I will say, anyone else having fun with this? I'm having fun with this. I like it when players like this enter the game. It certainly makes it interesting. I want to see, actually, we have APM graph here. Red's about the same speed as everybody else. I don't know what on earth Gray was doing there. But overall, it's pretty close. OG Straggler Tree says, who do I owe 500 gold for green? Sonny says, that was me. Don't worry about it, though. Guys, every time OG Straggler Tree's in a game, I think he plays as green. And maybe somebody else was in the lobby first and selected green, and he offered gold for it. And now OG Straggler Tree has sent gold to Sunny and says, consider us even. That is funny. To send gold to someone at this point because of the freaking color in the community game is something else. Here we go. Another attempt. Red and gray only to you two. Who should we go for first? In before red just kind of blows this whole thing up by talking to everybody. But yeah, stonks for Sunny there. That's a pretty good deal. That reminds me of the game where the two players were arguing. We couldn't start the community game because two players were fighting over the color green. And they kept bickering about it. And I said, guys, I'm going to kick you both out if you don't just start the game. And then in the game, the other person killed off the player who stole the color. We actually have a little remix about that. It was a pretty good time. Crazy booming economies here. And then there's yellow. Yellow's at 44 Vils. So yellow's definitely behind everybody else. And wait! Whoa! Look at red! I was proven wrong. I've been proven wrong. Red changes the chat settings. And red says, I go for green. Wow, okay. And gray says, I go as well. Wow, so they're going to go for Straggler Tree. That's pretty insane. Like I said, Straggler Tree is usually one of the better ones in these games. But it's a different situation here with Mimaluxin in the game. And he's already researching Onager. Like I said, I believe he plays a lot of Black Forest. And Black Forest players would love something like Halb Siege Onager. I think that could be really good against Franks as well. Ooh, on the other side, Zenith says, hey, Gray, we're thinking of hitting blue first. Gray is very good friends with blue, so that might not work. And red goes, supplies, as he probably researches supplies, so... Gray is suggesting going after orange instead. Zenith seems to think that blue will attack Sunny, so is unaware that Sunny is friends with blue. Teal was lagging before. There was some early conversation of killing the lagger. Thankfully for Teal, that conversation didn't really continue. It is a little slower than normal, but not that noticeable. I go Scorps against his longbow. Did you get yellow on your team? I find it interesting that Gray is trying to paint this picture of he's enemies to blue when he's very clearly friends to blue. I don't know if that's good or bad for Sunny, but it's interesting. Yes. Yellow says, I'll be honest, I doubt I can single-handedly hold against anyone, but I could definitely provide support. And Gray is appreciating the new auto farm feature. And, I guess just added 5 farms. So, okay, there's kind of like this alliance between gray, purple, and yellow. I feel as though gray's in a nice spot because gray's got that buffer of blue on the other side. Gray essentially has no enemies that should be coming towards him anytime soon. No one has told green that this pressure could come in. They all seem more than happy to kill off OG Straggler Tree, who is not the best in this game, by the way. I mean, he has done well before, but certainly I think would struggle if he gets surprised by red. Red says, why don't so many castles green? You scare me. And OG Straggler Tree with the famous quote, it's a war game. Don't fight me, I don't fight you. Okay. Well, I mean, even with what they don't know about what the others are talking about, I feel as though it is very clear these two are going to fight at some point, right? Reckless Sarge asking the real question says, T90, if you attack a monkey, can you lead it to the enemy? I don't think so. I think you get one-shotted by the monkey. The monkey does 5,000 damage. Look at the smoke monkey go. See how they don't automatically attack units? Smoke monkey has 5,000 damage. So it would one-shot anything. I don't know. Maybe you could, like, attack it and then run away. Maybe you get a ranged unit. But then, again, it would only attack the enemy if the enemy attacked it. So I don't think that would work. So. T90, the monkeys explode in this mode? They explode? There's explosions? There's suicide monkeys? What? Man, Sunny's really queued up a lot of trade there. Okay. I find it disturbing how defined the monkey butts are. You know, everyone was thinking it when I showed you the monkeys at the start of the game, so don't judge me that hard. When you look at them, it's all you see, you know? Again, like, this is going to be painful for green. Halb Siege Onager is really good combination. It's hard to control, though. And now OG Straggler Tree goes over to orange and teal, says we got to put our differences aside and choose to fight red before he gets too strong. Which I would say is true. So, we'll see how it goes. Red just continues to shout out, says green go away. I mean, green is just walking by with a couple of hills, but headed over to this gold right here. And we're only 35 minutes in, but it actually feels like, you know, maybe we're going to get started here. We have a lot of games go for 55, 60 minutes before any action happens. But this one's made it very clear. It's very good time to be in the north right now, right? Where your things are extremely safe. Let's look at military count now as players are going to start to make a lot. Just so we're not surprised by any attacks. Man, I have to say, because we're kind of used to it now, but I looked back, I watched some old community games recently, and it is amazing to me, just amazing to me, how much we missed, or I guess I missed, or just features we didn't have before this Capture Age update. The fact that I can just go, bam, and go over here to the king is amazing. Do you guys remember when I had to control group them? I had to go to every single king and put them on separate control groups back in the day. There's that. There's like the notification of, hey, this king is in jeopardy. It's so useful. The king on the mini-map, so nice. Oh my goodness. Massive donation from EP. Thank you for the $100 dono, EP, which do I not have alerts on screen? Have people not seen it? Anyways, EP says, for the beautiful great years that were and still to come, have always enjoyed the stream as well as the YouTube videos. Keep up the wonderful work. EP remembers those early days. EP's been here for like 6 years. Thank you, EP. Thanks for sticking around, man. Okay, sorry. So much happening here. I need to make sure that we have a feel for how this is going. Spaz says, I'm with you, Green. Teal is maybe involved as well. They're talking about blue trading with gray. Blue says, yeah, I feel like it might be 3v5 right now. For orange, I'm good with either. Unsure, score leaves me feeling okay. I feel like there's some confusion for the players. Like, right now, the only thing that's clear to me, like, I don't think anyone's really at odds with one another or interested in attacking one another except for green and red. Earlier, it seemed like Zenith wanted to make a play on blue, but I don't think that's going to develop into much right now. But Sonny is clearly lying on behalf of his teammate. He says, I think blue and red are allies. That's not true at all. So Sonny is definitely working up some little Diplo moves here. And green goes to blue, says we should take out red. I will pay you. He is too strong. And Adam says, true. How much? And now OG Straggler Tree says 2k gold. So he's making offers. But red has turned. Red has turned. So you better pay up now and get people to help now. This is about to be dangerous for you, green. And green now turns as well. And it's about to go down. All those Black Forest skills, the perfect army comp coming this way. OG Straggler Tree says he fights me. And it seems like it might just be a 1v1. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of support coming from Teal. Oh, green just said he comes. Help. Okay, so there may be support. Spaz said he would help. Teal kind of seemed interested. But, I mean, it's starting now.
Yes.
And, yeah, I mean, this could be rough. And Teal just realizing that orange is also green's ally. And blue saying, if you ping his king position, maybe I can go for a snipe. That's actually pretty smart. OG Straggler Tree immediately researches treason. He will probably ping the location in red's base, and he does do so. So he spent gold for that. Blue may swoop in from the other side. It doesn't seem like he has a ton of army around, though, that I can see. So it might take some time. We've got Axemen from green. Axemen are actually fantastic against Halbs. They're not so fantastic against the Siege Onagers, though. This is a real weakness for Franks. It's just like heavy infantry siege civilizations are really tricky. And red is just top dog. Clearly able to micro in these situations. And Straggler Tree is asking for help. We do have some support on the way. We've got some elite battle elephants and some monks from the Bengalis. Really strong units. We've got eagles on the way. Guys, OG Straggler Tree's diplomacy has been fantastic, and look at it paying off here. Obviously, this looks a little rough right now, but look at the support coming in. Gotta love this. All because of the early chat. Wall's actually just deleted so his teammates can help. Most of the halbs are gone. Here come the eagles! The eagles get flattened, but the next group is gonna make it through. And red is now, you know, the player who didn't ally people early on. The player who clearly chatted to everybody is now getting 3v1'd and has to change diplomacy stances against orange and against teal. And this is all very bad news for red. Now, of course, you don't always have people support like this, right? Green's very fortunate. I would say that OG Straggler Tree is going to feel indebted in many ways. His teammates responded very quickly. And now blue says that he's going to make a move, which I'm not seeing, but it does look like blue is also going to potentially attack red at the same time. So now it's just like, you know, this is kind of the problem. We've seen it so many times. You really don't have anyone to help you here. I guess red did earlier kind of like talk to blue, but there's a reason rule number 1 of community games exists. Allying everyone right away is so important. As well as like a little bit of effort to chat to different people always goes a long way. Anyways, king is there. This is probably the end for red, but the kings explode. So if these kings die anywhere near green space or blue space, it could be problematic for them. But this wasn't much of a fight at all. Green did a really good job. Castle's on the way down. Red's here with halbs to try and, you know, defend. And will red survive this? Or will the paladins be enough to take out this king here? I think the king is going to eject. And I think the king will die. There goes the king. He's just going to try and keep it alive for now. On the other side, Spaz has turned on purple because purple was trying to snipe. Purple had petards. Zenith was trying to kill Spaz. A really good time for it as well, right? Because everyone's kind of focused on red. And now the king from red runs away, and he's still just delaying the inevitable here. Very nice job at that. And if he stays alive, maybe someone will have pity on him. I kind of doubt it, though. Gray says, I'm with perp for now. Help us hit orange. So they're making a move on orange on the other side. And Spaz is mentioning he stopped the snipe attempt. But, like, now I think it's going to be awkward because green and teal will want to support Spaz, but they still haven't killed off red. So it's actually a really good time to attack orange because his teammates are kind of occupied in other battles. Very historically relevant, right? You know your enemies are engaged in a battle on the other side. Make a move. You don't want to be stretched too thin, which is why you have to kill these kings quickly. Anyways, what red cannot deal with easily is the elephant archers. And, wow, we've got villagers on the way to attack the trebs. I mean, king's going to be ejected. There are still TCs to hide in. But this is just far too much for red to deal with here. And yellow says he's out of gold, which is interesting. He may need to get some trade running soon. No real attacks coming over here. Orange seems prepared. Red's still not dead. And the Vills are actually killing the Trebs, funnily enough. So that's going to delay it a bit more. I like how Sunny sends some gold to his allies. Again, as far as Adam is aware, Sunny is his best friend. But it does feel like Sunny isn't interested in working with Blue long term. Hasn't been talking to Adam for a long time. All against one is unfair. Traitors, says Red. Well, it's not all against one. It's 4v1. But I can understand why you feel like it's all against one. And Trust me, just rewatch, listen to a couple of the words that I said, and you're not going to be all that surprised. You're the highest ranked. You had everyone on enemy, then you put them on neutral. And you were responding to some people using all chat. It was never going to be great for you with those things in mind. Red is about to die. Spaz is asking for support because we've got Genoese crossbow. Now that's interesting. Genoese crossbow are fantastic against Cap, but they should not be that great against elite Eagle Warriors. And Red's King soon going to go down here, which is why Capturage is freaking out. But Red putting up a really good fight. Like, Red's still just picking off some trebs, still keeping the King alive somewhat. Full clear up here from Spaz, who does need support, though. And this is classic. He says, no one loves me. No one will ever love me. And he enemies everybody. Would be a pretty epic comeback story if Red somehow holds on here. But how is he supposed to come back if everyone around him hates him? And now he's enemied everyone. Even people that weren't attacking him, so. Mixing in condos and hand cannons is a much better thing. Maybe there for Zenith, he was happy to watch his Genoese go down because he wanted this instead. And Orange will have problems. Orange needs support. Red's still alive. Red is still alive. That can't be something we forget about. Because, like, green and teal, like, look at teal now shifting over to help orange. The elephant archers are going to be a big help here. Everyone seems to be making a push against Spaz. Red, somehow, with siege onagers. How many resources does he have? Well, he doesn't have any gold income, but he does have siege onagers out. We'll see how long that lasts for, because Light Cav are going in for the snipes. Yellow's also made a move against Spaz, and we'll be moving in with Cav here in a moment. And also bombard cannons. But, like, the elephant archers with Bengalis, we've said it many times, just so strong. And now you're seeing the lag that they were discussing. I actually think that plays a big role in this game. If there is one player with the red clock, I think that player will be killed at some point. But the player who apparently has the clock, because Teal says, Teal that lag, bro. That player is actually really important to two others. Like, he is the core of the team. So, it's not going to be so easy. Oh, wait, Red died somewhere. Red died here. Sorry, Red was just killed. Red was just killed by himself, actually. He killed himself, as Capture Age suggests, and there will be an explosion. And Red, out of the game. Okay. I think Red probably killed himself on purpose. So, I would just imagine that he did. Maybe he didn't. Maybe it was an accident, but Red is out of the game. Also, Reckless Sarge in my chat apparently bet all of his channel points on Red. Sarge says, you cost me minus 7k. That's a great use of the emote. I love it. Like, channel points are so fun even when I'm not using them. People just trying to hedge their bets. It's kind of funny. You probably saw that he wasn't doing any Diplo and you knew you were in trouble, right? Since when do dead players' units attack now? I feel like they didn't do that for a very long time. Well, Red's out of the picture. Teal's elephants have 150 kills and can't be killed. You'd need a lot of siege to flatten them. Yellow's making a move, but not really progressing hugely against orange. And now, OG Straggler Tree can support. And I think, like, it's a 3v4. Blue isn't fighting yet. But, so I guess it's a 3v3. But, like, I think that teal, orange, and green are going to win this battle. It'll take some time, but that's what it kind of feels like. Blue says, I'm currently getting skill checked by Red's dead army. Blue's like, I'll be there in a second. I'm trying to kill the dead guy. And he's micro battling with the longbows against the siege onagers. He's getting there, guys. He's getting there. These siege onagers are going crazy. And they are actually killing some of the trade as well. Sergeants could be a problem too. Hussar spam from Zenith is heading in towards green. Green's Axeman should be pretty good if he can get the grouping though. And purple's going to be making a move. They're not progressing here. What orange and teal need here is they need siege to take these buildings out. Oh, man. They're still dealing with all this crap over here. But it will slowly get dealt with, I suppose. I don't think Red even thought about using the king there. Everything about Red, I don't know if you're in chat. Everything about it was just a high-level player who lacks a bit of diplomacy experience. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, not using the exploding king, not allying people, kind of like responding to 2 people, but saying it to everybody, and then everyone else kind of had an idea. First diplomacy game ever? Yeah, I figured. You play a lot of Black Forest, right? I was trying to mention how long you've been playing. I didn't know your ELO, but I know you've been around a long time. It's not a name that was new to me. So, you got the game aspect down. There's a lot of people with great Diplo who would want that. Next time you'll know, and even just saying like, hey, last time I didn't Diplo well, I'm going to do better. Just a comment like that really goes a long way. Ooh, trade route is getting disrupted here. That's a problem. And blue has now been turned on by green, or green, rather, turning on blue because blue started it. So, this is now the 4v3 we were expecting. OG Straggler Tree is going to struggle. I think Halb Longbow with 4 trebs is just a sick composition for the Britons. And Franks, they do have their weaknesses. I think pure Paladin's incredible if you can get the gold, but that's not going to be easy. I also noticed that Purple's king is just moved. Also, what is Purple? What is in Purple's freaking castle here? Did everyone start with a hero? Ismail? What is that? I can't really see what unit that is. Sometimes you do start with a hero in this, so I don't think that's something you can generate. The lag is pretty bad. The lag is getting pretty rough. Now, I've seen way worse. I spent 3,000 hours on the HD edition playing scenarios with 1,000 populations, so believe me when I say I have seen way worse than this, but it will be a little bit complicated to follow at times. And Green's Axeman Lightcav Treb combination actually working really well. Oh, man. I mean, the axes, I think, have just been an underrated aspect of the game so far because they've shredded the Halbs anytime red or blue is sent in Halbs. Purple's trying to get yellow to step up his eco a bit. Yellow's still preoccupied with some type of a push. And, well, guys, where's Gray at? What is Gray actually making? Gray has just got scorpions? Gray is going crazy eco, isn't he? Gray's got 48 on gold. Okay, so, yeah, Gray, I think, in a lot of ways, both with diplomacy, but also with the gameplay, is trying to win this one long term. Because I'm just not seeing a ton of military. Let's see. Military count is 32. And kill count's probably, like, quite low as well. 241's not too bad, actually. I must have missed a decent amount of it. But definitely positioning himself nicely with allies on either side. Gray is like the go-to guy. Gray also sent resources to people as well. So pretty smart thinking, I would say. Green is asking Gray, are we still friends? And Sunny says if you're good with that. Sunny is friends with Green, who is the enemy of his enemies. And he says, I need blue to stop. Will Gray ask blue to stop? Will Sunny try and maintain this alliance? Sunny says, I can manage that. Ooh. Well, that's interesting. As Sunny is asking for help with teal and orange. The Straggler Tree is saying, let me know if you need more gold, which if he even has the gold, I'm not sure, but that is certainly positioning himself in a position of power. It's making it seem like he's going to be hard to stop. I think Adam has been around far too long for Sunny to get away with this. Let's see. Sunny goes, blue, stop attacking green, help with teal instead. Blue says, he's attacking me now. I thought he was with teal. What is Gray supposed to say to that? This seems a little too obvious. And Zenith says, green and teal are with orange. So he's like, what do you mean? And Gray's going to try and explain this away. Like, I think it's a bad play from Sonny to try and stop his allies from attacking the other team. They're in a position of power. But now Sonny's trying to maintain that alliance on the other side of the map and needs to stop attacking green. I think this might lead to a big plot twist here. Green is attacking him. Also, there's no support, right? It's not like Gray is supporting blue right now. The Sonny says, did he stop? And Straggler Tree says no. And Green's done an amazing job, by the way. Axeman versus Longbows is not something I was expecting to see today. Like, guys, would you stop if you were blue? Heck no. Why would you ever stop? If anything, I'd be like, hey, I need some support over here. Now, Gray is preoccupied against teal and is winning. And yellow and orange seem to be still having their own separate 1v1s here. So, but I mean, the trade route gets hit. This affects everybody on the team in the south. This is what I think happens. Okay, I'm going to predict the rest of this game. Green, teal, and orange are going to struggle. I think that teal and orange specifically are going to get rolled soon. And then what's going to happen is this. When the dust starts to settle, blue is going to go to purple and yellow and say, hey, I think that Gray has not been as supportive as he should be. And he has made deals with green. We need to do something about him. Because this whole Sonny keeps trying, and he's like, blue and green, stop fighting, help us kill teal. They're, you know, all bickering. But I just don't know, even if Adam agrees. Adam does ally green now. I just really don't know if it is going to be a long-term friendship anymore. Yes. Ping green, king for me, please. Teal. Oh, wow. So he is... Wow. OG Straggler Tree is betraying his team to stay alive. He says, tell me where Teal's king is. I will snipe it. That's pretty crazy. I mean, we got kind of gray and green playing both sides, but is green actually willing to do this? Blue signals it and says teal king. Whoa! Second time, by the way. Remember earlier in the game, green asked someone to ping red's king and went for it. I mean, teal is not going to be expecting this. Teal is just hoping to still hold here in this, you know, an epic battle. And how can you expect your teammate to betray you? Gray perp, what is your plan after teal? See, blue's thinking long term, man. Blue's just trying to figure this out. Purple immediately says orange, which is smart. I'm really liking how this game is playing out. Notice there is a very distinct lack of gold. 6,500 gold remaining. That is going to be an issue. So that means trade, as we already knew, very important. Yeah, orange is going to die here unless something changes. Teal is going to die unless something changes. Green's trade is in the same area. Trade isn't that insane on this side either, to be honest, but it is still safer. Blue now making a move against teal, which is to be expected, and teal obviously turns on blue. And Spaz almost sounds like he's drowning here. He's like, help! Help! He's gasping for air, hoping for support. And OG Straggler Trees does say he's on the way. And he is. It's just kind of hard to get over there. Yes. But he's telling his team that he had to fight blue, but we have a truce. So we don't know if green will actually ever make a play on teal or not. Maybe he just bought his team some time. Gray says, Vikings suck. What should I make? Yes. Berserks would actually be pretty good against what's... Well, I don't know if Berserks would be good. Vikings are not good for Diplo, I agree. Scorpions are maybe one of the better things. I think he's doing... Like, Scorpion and Elite Berserks are actually, you know, maybe his best options. So he's there. And Teal's lag continues to be a conversation point. Orange's economy is going to continue to get raided. I wonder if green sees the writing on the wall. as he's using Axeman to take out Bombard Towers. I wonder if he sees the writing on the wall and figures, and look at Purple's defense, my goodness. I wonder if he figures that his team is going to go down and he needs to make plans, which is why he's considering potentially sniping, or at least has said that he would consider sniping. I see he is actually making some Cav Archers in these ranges, so I think when he gets the Cav Archer numbers, he might make a move. And blue is not attacking green, which is kind of weird. It, like, kind of helps teal, but kind of doesn't, because the teal's still going to be attacked. And blue is asking purple if yellow is involved. Here, one sec, guys. Which obviously, like, yellow's been very pro-purple, pro-team this whole time. And a big reason why orange has had such a headache here. Zenith has definitely gone very try-hard here. Building bombard towers, fortified walls, tons of castles, splitting up his king and the hero unit. Very smart plays. Very tough to break. Gray has done the same things, though, as these players know that they're probably going to be one of the last players standing. Props to teal. Like, props to orange. They've stayed alive against all odds. It doesn't look good. Green apparently going to be making a move, and oh boy, here it is. He's going to garrison in there, isn't he? Actually very helpful to have green attacking teal, because it's very hard to see the difference between them on the mini-map. So, yep, guys, look inside of this castle for a second. So he has hand cannons and he has Cav Archers inside of the very castle where the king is. Now, if this was a realistic game, the king would probably, I don't know, seed him in there and be like, dude, why are you here? You don't have access to this room. Guards! Guards! Take these men! But there's no guards in there. And who knows where they are hiding. You know, maybe they're in a closet or something. And I guess the bigger question now is, how is green supposed to kill the castle? Because he's going to need some siege. Green keeps saying, he says, can you do a king check? Blue says, why can't you research treason yourself? You can't research treason on allies. So if you were to spend the gold to research treason while you're allied to someone, you do not get the king location. Only enemies get that information. And I guess green just wants to be certain that this is the right castle, but there's only one thing garrisoned. There's treason again. I'm sure we're going to have a signal. And there's the signal from blue to say it's there. And green says waiting on petards. And the petards are moving slowly, one by one by one, and they are on the way. So the betrayal will happen. Again, guys, can we please salute teal and orange right now? This is painful. Like, this is a painful situation. These guys have been double-teamed, triple-teamed. This whole time, it's just been, they're going to die. There is no hope for them in life. And yet they continue to fight. I'm not sure what to suggest. I think they would really need to, like, turn yellow or purple or maybe blue, you know. But there haven't been any attempts. That would be the best suggestion, is just attempts to say something. But there's also fighting for your team, and there's fighting with honor, and that seems to be a good enough move. And teal says can't hold them. He's tried. Orange has called for help many times. It didn't really get a lot of it. And I see orange is now moving, guys. Do you feel like maybe Spaz... Well, this is interesting. So Spaz tells his team, right? Green and teal, I'm sending my king at them. But, you know, this information is something that green will hear. And if he truly values his alliance with blue or gray, he could pass that information along. Also, if this king happens to die on its journey, that could be a real problem. And purple goes to green. This dude killed teal, bro. He's lagging the game out. Come on. And I think teal is figuring this out. Teal says, green, are you allied with them? What's happening here? Are you allied with them? And he says, no. Now, Spaz has just turned on blue. Spaz's king is in green's base. Can you imagine if green doesn't know this and he turns on Spaz for some reason? Adam says green, how many petards for a castle? That's not enough. He needs more. It's 8. Gray's still making progress. Purple's very pro-team. Teal is slowly dying. Teal might give up his king soon as well. Spaz wants to use the king on somebody, but needs to get there. I think, if anything, he might research trees. And I just noted... Oh, guys! Guys! Adam is loading petards into Gray's castle, and Gray just noticed it. And he says, blue is putting petards in my castle. Wow! That is some heads-up play from Gray. That's why blue is asking green how many petards, because he wasn't certain. Spaz lost his king. He says, I lost my king. He doesn't know where it is. The king has been lost in the woodline. Oh, no. Okay. Zenith says, nice. Eject them. You can manually eject. So Zenith is supporting Gray, letting Gray know. But he hasn't said anything to blue about it yet. Green, how's it going? I mean, Green was gonna kill Teal. Who knows if it's ever gonna happen. Spaz found the king again. He researches treason, probably to run to blue. And this is really gonna help Gray. Like, if orange could kill blue, that would be amazing for Gray. And purple's wondering, is orange in his base anymore? Because he doesn't have much of a base. And so they might research treason. Look, he just researched treason. Now, it's really hard to keep an eye on things when you research it, but he noticed that little blip and he just signaled it. Wow, that's heads-up play. Man, these guys have been really smart. Researching treason, keeping an eye on their castles. Really experienced play. But we'll see if blue gets that intel. And Zenith says, blue, watch your base. Wow, Zenith letting his team know. It's interesting, though, right? Blue is a player who is apparently trying to kill Gray. Blue also won't be able to know that Gray's king isn't there anymore. He doesn't know it's in the other castle. And here comes the king. Spaz about to go out like a god, sacrificing himself for the team. The king can't move. The lag is insane. And the king is... Huh? The king is dead. Okay. So, purple's letting him know. Blue's got to evacuate. Mass evacuation here from blue. You've got to get out of the blast radius here. He will lose castles. He will lose eco. He will lose trade. But if he survives with enough villagers and his king, he could maybe come back into this game. F emotes and, you know, whatever else to pay respects to Spaz here. It was a tough game for him. A really tough game. And he goes down. And now Gray has turned because blue was going to turn. And so he turned and the petards ejected. So think of blue's last 10 seconds. Oh, and Gray's going for the king. Gray's going for the king. What's happening? And Teal is dead too. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Forget that you just saw that. Well, you guys, you're just really reinforcing the T90 blind. You're all going to attack each other at once? Don't be that epic. Okay, so what happened was, right as Spaz died and everyone was freaking out, Green brought in the Trebs, made his move here, and kills his teammate Teal. So now, Teal is dead. Orange is dead. The whole starting team for Straggler Tree, everyone on either side of him, is just killed off. He gets the kill. Blue was running away because of the explosion that was about to happen in his base. And Gray noticed that this was happening, thought this was the most opportune time to bring in his berserks of all things. And then he drops the nice try blue and will kill blue. And that blue's going to be out of the game as well. That's a crazy sequence. And blue has no defense anymore. There was an explosion and he's got no castle to hide in. And yeah, he's dead. Gray is going to lose a lot of stuff in his base, though. That explosion was right next to his walls. This will open him up to attacks. This will be a problem for him, actually. Poof. Okay. Fabian, I hate how real this comment is. So I made the joke, guys, it's hard for me to pay attention, right? And he says, this is the same guy that says he hates it when players miss some deer moving. The deer's way more obvious, okay? The deer's an obvious thing, all right? 3 kings dying with some masterpiece moves all at the same time when I'm trying to talk about it all is very different. All right? You stop it. That's actually a very fair point. Okay. So gray is like, he's still got a base, but it's not great. We've got 4 people left. Guys, yellow is extremely important right now. Let's see how this goes. Sonny says, green is trying to get me to turn on you guys. Green's only friend is gray, so he is actually asking. Yellow says, wait, OMG, I didn't realize it's just us left. That was fast. Might as well do green. Yeah. Okay, very convincing. He's on board. Purple also was like, yo, green reached out to me too. I ignored him. And so everyone's going to go after green now. And it does make you think, will gray or purple try and make a move in these instances? Green, his position on the map is good, but the fact that, and he is going to trade with, oh, he was trading with Blue's market, and one of Blue's allies deleted it. Sonny deleted it. You could delete a dead ally's building. So even though blue and gray kind of went down in flames, blue had never enemied him. So gray is just being super heads up, really smart. And now I guess, like, I don't know, green could trade to teal? Green could still trade to orange, actually, but that is all going to be really bad. So I think green's going to die. It's going to be 3v1. The other team's got good trade, and they've got fortifications. Green is an amazing player, but I think it's going to be really tough here. And he's trying to convince people otherwise here, which is super smart. He says, am I really the threat? Gray has half his base in you. That's an interesting way to say it. Oh, God, Zenith, I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that. That will be clipped. I'm not reading that response from Purple. Anyways, green has now tried to go to gray. And has tried to convince gray. Gray said no. Has tried to convince purple. Purple said no. And now he's got to try his next best option, which is yellow. And he says, where should... Oh, sorry. He says, hello. And yellow responds by turning him to enemy. But he is going to plead his case. He says, I think purple is bigger issue than me. And I don't think yellow really cares about any of that. I think yellow's happy to be along for the ride. And I think yellow is going to fight along purple because purple has been his friend. Some people, OG Straggler Tree, don't plot to kill their friends. Some people stick by their friends. And I say that in defense of teal. So it is 1v3. He actually allies... Well, he's allied yellow. I think that was a misclick. He's tried to ally some of the players that are dead. And accidentally is allied yellow who's attacking him. He's turned on him now. Seems to have fixed that. He has allied purple now as well, which is another mistake. You have to forgive him, of course. There's a lot happening, and he's really sending everything he's got. Oh, and the king is moving. The king is moving. The king is on the move. And this might be why he allied some people. This is interesting. To engage in a massive battle while simultaneously running with the king is very rare. And Zenith is on it. And he's letting Gray know. He's like, he's coming for you, Gray. So this is a great way for Green to try and go out. But Gray, he still has vision on Blue. Because Blue is still allied to him. So he still has all this vision because of that. Which is such an important thing. But the king is faster than the berserk. The king is slightly faster than the berserk. So he's moving. Gray says, see ya, green. And green says, peace. And Gray says, no peace. Gray, he's running towards your base. So this is still going to hurt. Hopefully you have ballistics. Can you imagine if he doesn't have ballistics? Okay, he had ballistics. Well, this puts purple in a huge position of power. Gray says, die, backstabbing scum. And purple and yellow, both aware this happened. Yellow dropping the GG. And then purple telling his teammate to run. Like he did this with blue. He's done this now with gray. Zenith has been a very pro-team type of player. And now who's going to be the top dog between gray and purple? I'm going with purple. I mean, there's a big difference between these bases. Purple is set. Yellow says to green, who is now dead, I've got allied victory on, just saying. You guys have been a great team. What a funny way to mess up your chat. He's telling the dead guy, you guys have been a great team. Oh, what great memories we've had. He says, really appreciated the coaching, purple. Again, not saying it to purple. He's currently saying it to green. And purple, its coach, is in his castle with petards and Genoese crossbows. And he's keeping them busy. He's like, well, GG, boys. Great teamwork for us. Gray is trying to convince yellow, like, we have to hit him or we both lose. Purple's like, listen, it's been a good ride. We've been pals. And then he's... Hold on. Oh, the king's moving! Yellow noticed it! Yellow noticed it! And now yellow turns on purple, and purple knows that he's been spotted and is going to make a run for it anyways. But this will not work. And this will likely lead to 2 players going up against yellow here. I like it from purple, but he needed the petards to be in that castle a long time ago. Getting 8 there is always really tricky, of course. Because at this point, it's like, people are waiting for the next step now, so they're going to look for it. You have to somehow get there one step ahead. And yellow says, good try, though, purple. And again, says it to green, who is currently dead. Chat settings are hard. I feel very bad for him. Gray says, yellow, what you thinking? What you thinking? Because he hasn't heard what yellow's thinking. Okay, and now I think yellow's realized he screwed up. He says, nice try, purple. There we go. But yeah, Gray did say, like, hey, we've got to work together here, bro. I just don't know. Like, purple has had crazy bombard towers. I'm sure his resources are ridiculous. Actually, not ridiculous. Sunny's resources are ridiculous. Yellow says he had petards in my castle. We're enemies now, and Gray's going to build back up. Maybe they could do it, but it's going to take a long time. I wonder if it would be possible for either yellow or for purple to try a wonder here. I think a wonder victory, like as yellow is getting attacked, I think Gray trying a wonder victory in the north could maybe be the best play. It would take a long time, of course, but you can win with a wonder victory. Purple's making a move on yellow right now. Yellow may end up just sending his king towards purple here. Because if he's going to die, he might as well go out with a bang. I think yellow is a little distracted by everything that's happening, though, and yellow might miss this. Yellow might miss this. His castle's going down, and yellow dies. Yellow is dead. We have Zenith, and we have Sunny as the final 2. What's left of yellow's base will explode. And all hopes from Gray to have a 2v1 here, this potentially topple purple, have just died. And I think yellow... Well, he says, I can't believe I got 3rd in my first attempt at signing up for a community game surprise phase. Salutes in chat for yellow. Not bad for a first game. Fought for the team. Learned that you will be betrayed every now and then, but I felt it was a pretty solid game. Couple chat setting issues here or there, but guess what? Yes. 1900 elo red. He died first. I don't know what your elo is, yellow, but that was a good placement. Good game, though, Gray. Game on, then. Gray says yes, and they're going to duke it out. All right. So now this is just a big old 1v1 battle. There is no wonder victories that could probably work out or be justifiable. Explosions, no longer a factor. It's just the 2 players that pretty much have been on top of this game, who, of course, were allied together for a long time, fighting it out. I think in a 1v1 battle, I think Siege Ram and Berserk against Italians could be very strong. The Italians would need, like, Onager and hand cannons, maybe? And I'm not just, like, saying that. I truly believe it. I know that Purple's base is going to be hard to push, but Elite Berserk and Siege Ram is a really solid combination here. Combined with the fact that Gray has 15,000 gold, I actually think Sunny might be able to do this. a lot of players were 1,300 in this game. Yeah, it does seem like this lobby was pretty high level. I would say normally attacks start at like an hour in games. This one was like 35 minutes. So people were clearly ready. Zenith is going to make some trebs. Zenith has to bring some of the military that was forward back home. You could tell he's getting ready to fight. And taking out this castle is not going to hurt. But the fight's going to happen here soon. Big, big, big armies about to engage. And is there trade now? Funnily enough, gray can't actually trade with blue anymore because he deleted the market. He's over here looking for one. So when he deleted the market, it screwed over green, but now he really would love to have a blue market. That's so funny. All these trade cards looking for a market to trade with. There's not one in red's base. He could trade with green, but I'm not seeing a market avail. Oh, there it is. I don't think that's realistic. OG Straggler Tree says T90, I've got to start smurfing. Too much name recognition. All right, settle down there, Mr. Ego. I don't think that this was a ton of name recognition, truthfully. I think Red being a player who was always going to die first was a big problem for you here. Right? I think, like, Red... If Red was a player who you could actually ally with, things would have been a bit better here. And the fact that Red attacked you meant that all the momentum was against you. I think you played it well. I agree that there's a certain level of name recognition, though. I think that's good for community games, by the way. I know people kind of go, like, they want, like, a hidden cup style for community games. I think it's good that players have reputations. And that factors into the games. Because you know I'm gonna bring that stuff up, right? I saw that trading, Yellow, says Gray. I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, did he delete Yellow's market as well? He just deleted Yellow's market. Man, Sunny has genuinely been insane this game. Guys, he has had some really unique Diplo. He was talking to both sides. Blue probably doesn't know this. Yellow probably doesn't know this. But Gray was like buddies with Green when he needed to be. Was kind of... He had his hands in everything. He was the true puppet master. And also, he's noticed the petards in his castle. He also has noticed 2 separate occasions where someone is trading with the dead player's markets. So, Sunny has shown some real experience here. Now, guys, like we said, like, Vikings in a 1v1 against a Civ that doesn't have strong siege, really strong. Their Arbalests are solid. Siege Ram is really hard to stop. I think Zenith is in trouble. Might be too early to say this, but considering where Zenith is from, I don't think it's coming home. I don't think it's coming home here for Zenith UK. I think he's going to have some real problems. He's adding more walls here. And the, you know, that is going to delay the inevitable, but he's going to have to find some progress at some point to actually make a push for the king. Going to be really tough for... Actually, it's not tough for him at all if he were to get the forces here. That's Gray might not notice that. Purple's kind of scouting around with these trebs. Maybe it's possible. So, second is better than most of England's results. 11. Let's not listen. Let's not pile on them too early. All right. See how the USA is going to do in Copa America before I make any jokes. I don't think I should be making many jokes. Nice shot for Purple to add the walls. Still doesn't have an answer to engage on this, but that's why you make the walls. And there go the trebs. Gray noticed this. We'll kill the trebs with villagers, and the king has moved to this castle. Gray actually only has 2 castles, which is actually a big concern. He also doesn't have a lot of eco in general, so... I think he does still have food and gold, though, right? Oh my goodness, he has tons of resources compared to Purple. 40k wood, 50k food, 9k gold. He's fine. And he also has 130 military right now. Purple only has 40. You would want the castles. People are saying he has 3? Gray is 3? I thought he's 2. Anyways, I'm probably missing one. You want the castles for berserk production. Oh, there's one here. I mean, this castle doesn't even really count. If the castle's not in the main eco, it's not a castle anymore. It's just like a... I don't know. I'm working on it. All right? I'm working on it. Arbalest with the unique tech for the Vikings. Have the extra attack, which is nice. Siege rams. If they're targeted by the military, then the military is getting targeted by the Arbalest. That's the idea. And then the siege rams are just shredding the buildings. The king is panicking right now for Zenith. He's fleeing now, realizing he could lose his base. Can he make a push? Can he show up out of nowhere with something? Take out this castle. Doesn't seem like it. So then the next option is to somehow stop this crazy pain train from Sunny. And the king is on the move. Now, Sunny continues to research treason to find out where that king is moving. It's not really worth chasing it, though. I think here you just continue to steamroll his base. You don't have to worry about a king exploding you anymore, because once the king is dead, the game is over. Lots of activity. Purple's now in the tower. But purple cannot make an army. Maybe purple's got one area of the map where trebs or bombard cannons are being made, and purple will try and make a sneaky push. Seems to have moved the hussars around. I would say that if you have the gold, now is when you make the siege and whatever army to support it and go for the king. He may be trying to stabilize here and trying to recover at some point. Gray's king is completely fine. It is in this castle. I continue to check. I don't know if Gray ended up trading at all. Gray might have deleted the trade. A long time ago, we saw those trade cards. Purple played a good game, but it kind of felt like it was always going to come down between him and Gray. I am just astounded, though. Guys, normally, when someone has two kings explode in their base, they're not going to win the 1v1. Right? Like, Zenith had the perfect setup for defense, but didn't have the resources, didn't have the military, didn't have the numbers. And all fairness to him, he was also attacking yellow, so maybe it took him some time to gather things together here. But Sunny's just had an amazing game. I think for someone like Sunny, I don't know what Sunny's rating is. It's clearly quite high. But I think having a 1900 in red be the early target is fantastic. Having green be the other side is fantastic because he's got a bit of a reputation. It really helped him gain, like, he was needed by his teammates. He helped his teammates, and then he kind of waited for this moment. Gray's had a great game. And purple is, purple's dead. This is definitely the point, as purple now has 0 military, where I do feel as though I need to be creative enough to make this interesting, so the tail end of the YouTube video is not completely horrible. Now, credit to purple. This would be a crazy comeback story. If purple were to come back and win this, he would scream it's coming home, and he would be so pleased to get the job done. He's got markets coming up. He's trading right now. Where is he trading? Is he trading? I guess he's going to trade to... I don't know where these are going. Oh, he's going down to teal. Interesting. Okay. Or maybe green. Either or. And is that something Gray can see? No, because green and teal were enemied. Ooh. Well, I mean, that's something. I think ultimately Sunny's just slowly making progress, though. He needs more rams, actually. It's a weird spot. He might actually have to delete a bunch of pikes or something just so he could get more rams, because the fortifications are a big problem without the rams. And purple is in full reboom mode. He's got the time. I mean, he's done a great job. New auto farm feature really panning out here for him. You could tell this was not man placed. At least, if it were me, it would not be. Rams coming from Gray. Ooh, okay. I didn't realize Gray is ramming on this side. Yeah, so this is actually way more convenient for the situation than... Oh! Boom! Way more convenient than pushing from the north right now. Listen, I mean, if you just get an extra 1 to 2k gold to work with here, and you still have a base, maybe you can make it happen here for purple. I know it's looking bleak, but I've seen crazier comebacks before. Unfortunately, I just don't think I've seen those comebacks happen in a 1v1. Maybe if there's like, you know, the one player gets almost killed off, there's other distractions, there's other things for people to focus on, then maybe those comebacks happen. But this little reboom is about to just get destroyed. Blonde Beard, what's up? Says, usually watch on YouTube. This is my first time catching a stream. Well, welcome. Welcome to the stream. This has been a really good game. Imagine playing this whole game and coming this close and winning that victory. You got to think about that. I know a lot of you guys have never played in one. I know people probably think... I could tell by some of the lines that people say that people think, what can I say if I get into a game, right? And then they try and write their own little story. Gotta love that. Purple story right now is a player who's played very well, but has no hope. I could probably have been more creative. But he's just a very, 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 very dead individual. And his markets have been deleted now, which could be a pro move if he's got markets elsewhere. It actually stops the trade. And Gray's even coming down here for the Rams. And listen, Zenith, I absolutely love you, but let's play a game called Guess Zenith's Population. He's got 4 military. He has 75 eco. So that would be a population of 79, which, when you're getting rammed either direction, and you've got massive armies surrounding you, does make me think maybe it would be a time to call it. Again, opinions would maybe change ever so slightly if, well, there was anything potentially making a move for a king. But purple research treason, gray just research treason, purple's king is on the run. And purple's going to try and escape here. The king is now fleeing from the pikemen. Oh! Oh! And yellow kills him! Yellow kills him from the dead. Yellow kills purple for the betrayal. Purple ran right into the castle. I don't think that purple felt bad or anything about the betrayal. I don't think that he gave yellow that king. I think he was trying to survive still and get back. Yellow gets his payback in his first community game ever. That's a nice little ending. What a great game, though. It was truly an incredible one. Guys, look at the difference of colors at the top there with those credited king deaths, right? We had orange, who was killed by blue. We got blue, who was killed by gray. We got yellow, who was killed by purple. We have gray, who obviously is killed by no one. We got purple, who was killed by yellow. Green, who was killed by gray. Teal, who was killed by green. Red, who was killed by red. I don't know if we see community games like this that frequently, right? You know, Gray had a great game. Gray wins the game. He had great control of the diplomacy throughout. But many different people got kills in this game. And I found it to be an interesting one. Again, well played to Gray. Guys, you could just tell with the way Gray had set it up diplomatically. He truly was the best Diplo player, I would say. He was really talking to everyone. He was, if you go back to how these players kind of started, right, their positions and the directions the chatter was happening. Gray didn't just have a team of 4 and leave it at that. Gray had a team of 4, but kind of positioned himself so purple and yellow wouldn't trust blue. Utilized blue. Utilized green. And then, like, really the only two, like, he didn't really have to work with were the 2 they were killing here on this side. It was very interesting. Obviously, I think OG Straggler had a great game as well. I think he was maybe the second best diplomatic player. Maybe Purple. Purple, obviously, on the winning side. They both did really good jobs, but the big thing you're going to see here, and this is always just such a big theme in these games, is trade, man. Trade is so important. Oh, God, capture age. What are you doing? Look at the trade profit. Look at the gold income. So even with the Vikings, you can continue to make military in the later stages. 33,000 resources brought in from trade. Purple, of course, did a fantastic job there as well. And but that was really the ticket there. And it was an awkward one because trees were positioned in the corners. So it was actually much harder to get a lot of gold income because you couldn't get the markets further apart. So well played, everybody. A good game. I think a game that taught us some lessons of good Diplo, good friendship, and I don't know, fitting endings. GG and well played to everybody.